Welcome to the Helix webinar series. Today's session is a little bit of a different mix. We're going to be doing live prompting as a session. So this is going to be an introduction to Employee Navigator. Firstly, for those that don't know me, my name's Samantha Hudson dos Santos Figueira. You do get points if you can say it in a Spanish and Portuguese accent. A little bit about me first. Obviously, these webinars we've been running have been for quite a few years now. Both myself and Kath, who's going to introduce himself shortly, will also explain about Employee Navigator. And we wanted to mix up a few things differently this time. So we're actually going to run these sessions live. They are going to be run monthly. So this is the first one. So depending on how it goes will depend on the future. Today, we will be showing you how to build micro agents, and we're going to have some fun with the prompting and maybe even answer some questions. So we will certainly be reaching out to our audience today for any future inputs and prompts. A couple of reminders before I hand over to Kath to do his introduction. For those that haven't used Zoom before, there is the Q&A section at the bottom. We will remain leaving you muted until towards the end, but we do want you to put your questions in. You can even put some high fives, some thumbs up and some hearts if you're having a bit of fun. And then we will have some time at the end where we will open up to live Q&A. So Kath, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, welcome to our first live stream on Employee Navigator. We'll be testing the agent that we have in Employee Navigator. There is an out-of-the-box agent, a real agentic AI agent, and I want to explore it together with you live here. So it's a little bit of a risk, of course, that things go wrong while we're doing this, but I see so many of the startups doing these kind of things, and I think it's pretty fun to be part of it if you're interested in this. And I think the focus is for primarily people working with digital workplace that really want to explore the agent and make it available to the employees in a company. I didn't really introduce myself, or at least some didn't give me the opportunity. So my name is Karl-Anders Falk. I work as a product manager in BMC since many years, and you can see 25 in the background. That is because I've been at BMC 25 years this week, so I'm really celebrating this. And I'm really happy to have Sam with me. We have been working together many years, and we team up pretty well. She is our micro agent wizard.
Gosh, I wouldn't call myself a micro agent wizard. You're definitely setting the bar a little bit too high. But I am really mainly here to keep you in check and also make sure you're on time. So anyone that has joined any of Kath's webinars before, he knows I'm normally staring at him, telling him his time is up because he'd love to speak to our audience for many hours, which is great because he is a product manager after all. So,
come on.
no, please
Now you
carry on.
have to explain what it is we're gonna build today, Samantha. What is it? What is this thing?
So, micro agents, obviously, you keep hearing those terms. Everyone's talking about this at the moment. So, think of them as tiny genius sidekicks. They handle specific tasks like planning, scheduling, and in our case today, maybe dreaming up a year of exciting team activities, especially with COVID. Majority of us don't get to go out very often anymore, and we've still not gone back into the office. So, picture a team of assistants, one being a micro agent, organizing a 12-month plan of after work fun, and then building that today. It would give us the team vibes for all year long.
Oh, wow. That's gonna be fun. You know, I work from home since many years, and what I miss is, of course, the social activities where I meet friends. So to all managers out there, make sure you arrange social activities for your employees so we can get together and have some fun also. You count me in, definitely.
So, Employee Navigator is our secret weapon here. It's a platform that lets you build these micro agents without needing a PhD in coding.
Yeah. My coding skills are not that good, so how is that gonna work? I hope I'm not gonna fool myself in this, but let's see.
So it's beginner friendly, and I love the idea of instructing, and it will also give you some very simple prompts. You can test it live, tweak as you go, and for me, it's a total game changer, certainly in my mind, and why we're running these sessions today.
So even I, as a PM, cannot mess this up, right? I'm sold. Let's build something.
Even you, Kath, and obviously we're about to go into the demo. We're going to be doing it live, so it's time for you to shine. I know you love demoing.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I'll switch then to another screen that we can work on for this activity. So what you're going to see now, hopefully on the screen, if I share, is the Employee Navigator chat window that we have in the digital workplace. You see the full screen version, but there is also a side panel version. And in this case, I had a small prompt defining what to do. It's kind of telling it that I want to have a nice welcome message on the screen. So this is happening automatically. And that is what we're going to use. We're going to use this chat bar for telling the agent that is working behind the scene for us, and it's going to do its job. It's going to reason, it's going to autonomously come up with a plan for us. So this is where I'm stating. What do you want me to do now?
Right, let me have a think. I think create me a 12-month plan for 2025, making the workplace pleasant, fun, and let's be kind and do it for Sweden. Let's pick one of our locations.
Okay, so create a 12-month
Plan.
plan. That's what you said for
Yep,
2025.
yep,
And making the workplace fun and engaging. What
yep.
else?
For employees in, let's go for Sweden.
Employees in Sweden.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see what happens. The agent is now gonna take this and it's gonna try to do what I'm asking it for. Let's see if it's doing that. So it's coming up with things. It's saying it doesn't have any specific information, but it's still doing it because it has some general information. And in this case, we are not really using the Employee Navigator specifics, the tools we have in Employee Navigator. We're actually using the agent's own knowledge about what you can do in Sweden a day like this. I think I will
Yeah, I don't like it
actually.
like that. Can you put it into a table, actually? A table format would look better. Maybe add activity, venue address, and maybe a clickable
Yeah.
website.
I'll actually do a couple of more things. I'll ask it to first ask a question. Where is that location? And also maybe confirm that it has understood the location correctly. So now I'm going to also give it a couple of steps rather than just, let me see. Uh, I'll actually copy from a page I have here, so it's faster than typing. So start with a question for which location. So I'm going to tell the agent that I want you to ask the user a question because that makes it dynamic. It's not in any way fixed anymore. The agent can by itself then tailor the plan depending on where you are. And then I also had this thing, then ask the user to confirm if you have understood the location correctly. That might be too much. I think I'll take that one out because it's going to ask again. I don't think we need that. Let's see how it changed now. So now it's asking for which location. I'll take an exotic place in Sweden. Uh, I'll use Jukkasjärvi. Can you say that? Can you pronounce that?
No.
Jukkasjärvi. You can. Let's see what it's saying. I think it's
And
going to be interesting
and when you say
activity.
exotic, I was thinking the weather is never exotic in Sweden. I know when you see the sun, it's very rare.
You see, it's talking about winter
Mm.
and a little bit more other things now. So Jukkasjärvi is up in the north, very, very up in the north. And you can see it's adapting it a little bit, celebrate the longest day of the year with outdoor activities and so on. So that is fine. You asked for a table as well, right?
Yeah, I think a
A
table would
better
look better.
format.
Hmm.
So I'll actually add that as the third step, ask it to create a table. So let's try that. So now I have the first one with the location, then the other one about the plan, and the third listing it in activity, a place to do this, the address of the place, and a link so you can easily find that place if you are going to attend this activity. So let's try Jukkasjärvi again.
Much
Now
better.
we're getting a little bit more specific things. How about the ice sculpting workshop at the ice hotel? I don't know if you're aware, but every year up in the north of Sweden, they build a hotel from ice. So you can go there and you can sleep on reindeer skins over the night. Very cold, but very special.
Cold.
And now you have links on the right. You see? Cool.
So there's a bit
Anything
missing.
else?
Yeah, obviously we need to know the date and time, so we've got the month.
Oh,
We don't have date
oh,
and
that's
time.
correct. That's correct. Let's try that. Because you need to set a time, of course, when you have activities. Otherwise, people can't really know when it's going to happen. So I'll take Zurich this time, see if it works with a completely different location. And you see it added the date and time there, right? Are you happy with that?
I am, and obviously it benefits me because it's written in English, but there is obviously other people that are in different countries, got different languages. So can you maybe try and put it into a local language? So
Yeah.
apart from what I know in Swedish, which is hey, tack, and hey door, that's about as far as my Swedish goes. But I'm
Okay.
sure you've got
Okay.
some Swedish colleagues on here. So yeah, let's put it into Swedish.
Yeah. What do you say about the times here? It's 3 p.m., 12 p.m. I don't really think it's good for after work activities, is it?
Ah, yes, we have actually missed. It needs to be after work, so some of them are, but this is just more generic. So we would need to say, please pick after work time.
Yeah, maybe that will update that. So you want both local language and you want the time to be a little bit more specific. So now I have the add date and time. As this is after work activities, only suggest after work hours. And then first show the plan in English, then show it in the local language of the location. So let's see how this goes. So I'll pick, how about Helsinki?
Another cold place.
Another cold place. Or do you want a warm place? How
Yeah,
about,
let's go for somewhere warm.
what do you suggest? How about Malta.
I was going to say, if we said the Bahamas, most of the enjoyment and activities would be laying on a beach and chilling out.
I found some things. Right. What language do they speak in Malta?
Apart from Maltese, I don't know if there's a second language. Maybe we can ask our audience if anyone knows.
We'll see.
You know what we're actually helping people do, Kath? We're actually helping them think about where to go on holiday. So if we keep doing this with loads of different countries, they're going to start planning their holidays.
Yeah. It's coming in a Maltese version now.
Amazing.
But
Hmm.
look at it. It's coming in local language now. Anyone in the audience that can
Read it.
read this? I can't. So
Shows how
it
powerful.
didn't really do all of the days,
Mm.
which is a little bit how things work. You just do it again if it doesn't happen. You've seen this in ChatGPT and so on, so I'm not very surprised about that. You can just run it again. So what do you think? Are we okay with this list? Do you want to change something, or is it
N-
essentially how it should look?
No, I think the list is good. There's two things I'd probably change. Obviously, I'm going to pick now going to maybe Oxford, which is where I'm based in the UK. But when you include that, can you also put a checkbox? I really like checkboxes so people can select on the left containing empty checkboxes.
Oh, you mean so that if you get this plan, you can
Hmm.
check some of them and say, this is the ones I'm interested in and plan to go to.
Yeah.
So I'll do that like that. And oh, do you know what? I need to do this. I need to
Hmm.
clean up first. That's why it is doing other things. Let's clean up so it doesn't remember, because it remembers what I asked before. You said Oxford.
Oxfordshire.
Is how you spell it?
Oxford.
Or
You can put Oxford. It should pick it up.
Shire. Like that?
Can't see your prompt. Yeah. Yes.
Now let's see if you can recognize the places.
Testing your English as well, Kath,
Um,
and spelling.
yes, it is the correct location.
Hmm.
The Oxford Club. What is that?
I don't know, but I'm going to go and check it out after.
You got the address and you got the website
Mm.
link, but and you have the check marks on the left, right? Let's see what it's. Oh, it's still remembering my Swedish because I'm having my setting in Swedish. That's why it's doing it in Swedish as well.
Fantastic.
So it knows about me.
Mhm.
Cool. I think we are quite happy with this, right?
Yeah, I think we should show it in the gallery once it's saved.
It's after hours, after work hours, so that should be fine. Okay. What next then should we do you think?
I think show it in the gallery once it's saved.
Okay, we take this prompt and we save it in the gallery. And when we say gallery, I have created this DWP Studio page as kind of a cockpit or driving place. We're talking about a gallery of these agent tasks or micro agents or whatever you want to call them. And my vision is that you as a DWP admin can build out galleries like this where you provide predefined agent tasks or micro agents, whatever you want to call them, for teams in your company. And then you kind of become the AI master that can actually make people much more productive by giving them a gallery of predefined automation tasks. So I have created this block here for our task, and when I click on it, it will be executing that task. So I'll just show you how you set it up and how you create that thing here. So I have in DWP Studio, you have these search views. So what you can do is you create a new search view, you give it a name, live prompting activities, whatever you call it. And then in this field, you paste the prompt. It is in there, and you can comment on it, of course. You decide if it's going to chat and search, but we're just interested in the chat, so you save it as a chat, and then you select a skill that you want to use for this. I'm using the agent skill. So now we have this live prompting activities thing, and I can go to that page either by pasting it here, of course, or I can add it to the gallery so you get here automatically. So you see that there comes the prompt automatically, and it's going to start with asking about the location. So let's try Basel. Oh, in Switzerland. So it's again coming up with some ideas about what to do in Basel to, and then you get the German version of the plan. So I think we're done with this. It is showing you how you can iteratively build out a good prompt or a good micro agent, and when you're happy with that prompt, you save it as a search view, and then you can use it in a gallery like the one I showed before. So that is what I wanted to show today. This you could, of course, do in ChatGPT or any of the other Gemini or other chat tools out there, because it is using the general knowledge of the large language models. Next time, I want to actually use more of the things that are specific to our agent, and I have already created some of these here. You see, there is a greeting one. You saw that in the beginning. I can use this one also. What can you do? Which is gonna ask the agent to tell us what it can do. And this is what I want to show you next time, a little bit more of how specific to Helix it is, and you can get things out of Helix through this agent. You can see retrieve information, user profile, group profile, asset profile, all these things that you have in Helix. And you can ask the agent to pick these up. It has got some tools in it, and you have them here. You can see what they are doing. And when you ask about users in DWP, You have the name, the email, department, role, contact information, and so on. You have all these different information. And because it's an autonomous agent and it can react to things, if something changes, it will adapt the response and it can use this information to personalize information and to really adapt. So really strong agent. I hope you have had some good experience with this. And if you like this kind of webinars with live prompting, let us know. We'll at least run 3 of them as we have planned. But ideally, we want your feedback. Is it good or not? Is it worth it? And I also would love if you suggest some prompts that we should try out. If you have ideas, how can we use these tools to build out these micro agents or agent activities, or what you want to call them. Thank
Yeah,
you
and
very
just
much.
I was going to say, just to add to what Kath's just said, we have got a couple of sessions we're already setting up. But if you do have those ideas, when you get the survey out and all of the details from today, if you can just fill in the survey and maybe make some suggestions. We don't want it to just be our ideas. This was just a very basic way of showing you how it actually works. I know from an education enablement perspective, when you're doing webinars, a lot of it is show and tell of what's coming up, roadmap sessions, and that's typically where Kath and I work together. But it would be much better having some live prompts from yourselves as an audience. So we would love to get that feedback. And I know we have got a couple of questions actually, Kath, which I'd like to go into, if that's okay. I know we've got the audience here, so let me just read the first one. So Ken actually had a couple of questions, and I'm going to start unmuting people so you can speak to us live as well. And I know there's a hand raised. So Ken's question was, what are the token costs for something like this compared to the usual Helix GPT use cases?
Oh, Ken is asking that, I can see. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't really know how much it's using right now for these things, but a normal knowledge lookup is not very expensive. I've been working with like 4 or 5 customers, and when we have gone live and asked, is there a big cost for you? How much does it cost per month? They have said it's like pocket money. It's not a big cost. And I forgot actually to say one thing. This is using, because that's the next question from Ken. We are using, in this case, Azure GPT-4o model running in a US data center. And this is, I would say, there is another difference which is important. When you use Employee Navigator agent here, you're using a private LLM. And that is your LLM, because as you know, our Helix GPT is a bring your own model approach, where you actually subscribe to a model from Google, from Azure, from OpenAI, or Oracle as well. So it's up to you how private your model is, so to say. It is not something that everybody else can see, or something that OpenAI can use for training their models and so on. It's very private and your model in the company. So you don't really need to be worried that you spread IP from your own company when you're doing these kind of things. So that is a big difference from using the Helix GPT products versus using ChatGPT or any of the public sites that can do these same things.
Okay, and I think we got a few more questions. So I think Gurm Prasad had how to evoke the Employee Navigator. I think obviously you did a
Okay.
little bit of a show on that one.
Yeah, you have many options for that. I mean, what I have done here is I have created a specific DWP Studio page, and on that page I have created links to other pages in Digital Workplace. And the one I used was this one. And this is a studio page, which is just having a chat bar on it, and you can chat away with it. So that's how one way to invoke it. Here you have a side panel where you can invoke it. Then you have the chat here. These pages can have different agents behind the scene. They don't need to be the same agent. So if you have different teams that need different agents with different capabilities, you can build out as many pages as you like. And if we look at the task gallery, when you click on one of these links, it's also invoking Helix GPT. But now with this prompt about the 12-month plan, it's not exactly the same I developed, but we can do Munich, for example, and we'll create one in Munich instead. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, if you can just let us know.
I think I answered the last one already, right?
You did from Diego, which was the model that you're using in the demonstration. Okay, I think, have we got any more questions? Oh, Goran Prasid asked another question. How is the prompt saved?
How is the prompt saved? I did show that already. You save it in, you see, I got the new here. If you go to, let me go here. In the admin console of DWP, you have the studio. So you go to the admin console, which you have here, administration, and it will take you to this menu, and then you have configuration, and then you have studio, and this is the gallery page is the one I called HR Cockpit, and the prompts are saved as search views. It's a pretty new functionality in DWP, but this is where you save the prompt. So you give it the name, and you paste the prompt here in this field called search text. This was originally meant to be used for searching. I can show you that if you put policy in here, for example. When I go to this page, which is just like any other page in DWP, and you have search here, it will start the normal keyword search capability in DWP that you have had for many years. And let's just try that. New name search view. This one was the one, right? So now, if I go to that page here, it will go to the search results page, and it will fill in policy here. So now you see it's searching like if you were typing that policy in here. So it's the same approach for Helix GPT. You can put in a prompt, and it will give it the prompt, and it will do what you asked it to do. I hope that is answering that question as well.
Yeah, do let us know. Another question that's coming, Kath, was from Francisco, which was, can this be used to enhance Helix GPT capabilities? For example, better interpreting for the semantic meaning of the user inputs.
Better in what sense? I mean, depending on where you are, if you're on, because I used what is called the agentic version of Helix GPT. The customers that are live already have not gone live yet with agents. They have what is called the predefined chain of prompts. So you have behind the scene, you have a predefined set of things it can do, while the agent is autonomous. So yes, I would say it can improve the meaning. If you look in my demo, if you did see my demo of that was sent out today as a video or yesterday, I actually demo that you say order to it, and it doesn't really know what that means. So it's going to ask you a little bit follow-up questions. Do you mean that you want to place an order, or do you want to really look up an order that already exists? So yes, you can use the agent to ask follow-up questions and make it much more a dialogue between you and the agent than we have been able to do before. So yes.
Do let us know if that answers your question. And again, if anyone does want to come off mute, you're more than
The
welcome.
last one. Yeah, the last one. Can we hide the prompt? Okay, that is a very good question. So what I've done here, I've just saved it and you see it and it's available for everybody because it gives you a way to understand what's in it. But if we look at the more advanced one, which we're gonna work on next time, let me show you that one. It is the work environment. We're going to do a work environment next one, and you see it's a long one. This one I didn't author manually. I was asking a large language model to create this prompt for me because it has a pretty advanced thing with questions, and you're going to have to answer questions. Once you have played with it here, the playground, if we use this as a playground to come up with a good prompt, you can, of course, save it like I did in a search view, and then it's showing up here. But if you want to do it hidden, so to say, for users, you create an agent in the platform. So that is the Employee Navigator is such an agent. We have another one which is called the Knowledge Creator agent, and we have a multitude of agents that we are working on. They are stored in the platform, and then you just speak here, and it's going to find this as an agent, and it's not going to show the prompt itself. So that's the way how you hide it. But that requires a little bit more knowledge about Helix GPT. It's not kind of a if you're just a DWP admin and doesn't know anything about the Helix platform, it is a little bit more to learn how to do that. But definitely, it is part of our platform. It's the strongest part we have that you can build out as many agents as you want. You can teach them or give them instructions and goals for what you want them to do. So yes, you can hide it.
Thanks, Kath. We have got another question from Diego. He was just saying you selected a model defining the new view search. What prompt or skill is used for this? Is it new for agentic, similar to Helix GPT? And is it necessary to adjust the prompt in that approach? Really good
You
questions.
select a model defining the new view search. What prompt or skill is used for this? Oh, we're not using a prompt or skill behind the scene. We're using the Employee Navigator agent. It's an agent that comes out of the box. And you saw I asked it, what can you do? So it has a lot of tools out of the box. So that is a predefined out of the box agent that comes with the product. Is a new, or is it a new for agentic? It is a proper agentic agent behind the scene, yeah, and it's part of Helix GPT. So yes,
Hello.
Hello,
yes,
Diego.
Hi. So it's not necessary to configure something additional to this agentic or for this specific uh, employee navigator, right?
yeah. You need a version of DWP which is 25.1, and then instead of selecting a skill with the prompt chain in it. You've seen, if you have worked with the Helix GPT already, you've seen that you have a a chain of prompts that you put in there. Instead of that, I selected a skill which is called the agent, and that is what I used, which is different from if you have used it before.
Okay. Thanks.
So we definitely can look into that if you have a 25-1 system. If you want me to show you, we can do that together.
We've got another question from Guru Prasad. How much of this overlaps with the automation of the service request catalog via virtual chat?
The Helix virtual agent, if that is what you mean, is nowadays merging into Helix GPT. We have had the Helix virtual agent UI, the one that we built for Watson a long time back. We have been using that until we have a UI that is capable of mirroring that in digital workplace, which we call the Employee Navigator. So this is the future of Helix Virtual Agent. It's going to happen in DWP. You can build pages, full pages, or you can use the side panel. It's up to you a little bit how you do it. It's much more flexible and capable. It looks pretty nice, as you can see. So
Okay.
overlap, if that was your question, I hope that was your question. You could also I could also understand, do you mean live chat? Because handing over to live chat is another aspect of your question eventually, but let us know if you want to ask live. You're free to
Come off mute.
mute. Now it's saying okay. Great. I think
Okay.
it's extending 45 minutes. We
I
aimed
know.
at 30 minutes, but because of the questions, it's good. I like this, that we have this dialogue.
Yeah,
Really.
we are going to try to do sort of 20-30 minute demos and then Q&A after. But honestly, it's really down to everyone that comes on these sessions to, if you want to ask questions, we stay longer. We do set them up for an hour, but it's very much learning bite size. We will be saving all these recordings. I'll be putting them onto YouTube and sending out all of the details we've shared today. And obviously that reminder of if you've got any ideas of prompts or anything you'd like us to cover for future sessions, we want to make this very much your ideas and not just ours. And hopefully this type of session is a lot more useful than just doing webinars, which are our classic way of doing stuff. So yeah, and feel free to talk to us live as well. That's part of the reason for this too.
No slides in this
No
session.
slides. Yeah, absolutely zero slides, bar the introduction slide, but we have a movie pick, so we can say that isn't really a slide.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.